Hi, welcome to Up the Park, a football podcast. Hello, welcome back to Up the Park, a football podcast.
Episode 2.
Hope you liked the first episode. Let's talk about the Hearts game, Sean. What do you think?
Really good game.
Really good?
Another good game. Yeah. Two very different halves of football this week, though. Not as easy as a Libby game. But we were expecting that from a team like Motherwell. Motherwell sitting worse sitting third in the league. I don't know if they still are now. I don't think it will be.
I don't think they're fourth.
Yeah, maybe.
Fourth,
because with Rangers and Celtic winning, yeah. And I mean, Motherwell have got very on paper with the scores that they've had this season and the players that they've got. They look better than they are.
Yeah.
But when you actually see them play, it's just boring long ball football.
I thought they were going to be a lot better than what we actually seen. You know, the team that drew against Rangers and has won, the last 5, was it? Or
something like that.
Not lost in the last 5, I think
they've only lost one game this season.
Yeah.
2 maybe now?
2 now, Heads and Hearts.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to put up a bigger challenge. They did have a few chances, but overall, I think we dominated the game. I think we wasted a few chances.
We definitely dominated the first half.
Yeah.
The first half was a solid performance. It was a really good performance.
The first 20 minutes.
The first 20 minutes we were really good, but the second half, I think we just sort of let them come into the game a little bit more. But I mean, if we go over the first half first, and just obviously there was the Boyce penalty.
What do you think?
Was it a penalty?
I think it was a penalty.
I think, in the long and short of it, you could say yes, but you could also look at it and say no, because the ball was on its way out.
Yeah.
So the ball wasn't in a place where Boyce was going to score.
He clipped him, though.
He did
take him out.
But was the ball under Boyce's control when he clipped him? Or was the ball already on its way out of play? That's the question.
I'm not sure.
So
I think he could have got it.
To me, it was a penalty. Yeah. But if he didn't give it, then you could also say it wasn't.
You can understand.
Yeah.
You can understand.
Especially in the whole world and nowadays with football and the tackles and handballs.
Yeah, definitely.
It's just, you don't know what's going to happen next. So
he took his penalty well.
He did take his penalty well, and then he done nothing.
Yeah.
Until his second penalty, which he missed. But yeah, first half, I mean, Motherwell just played long ball football.
Yeah.
I didn't know, I didn't expect that at all.
They kept on playing these cross the park balls for Stephen O'Donnell and McKinley to run upon, and it kept on going out. And it kept on going out all the time.
2 in the first half where they had a free kick in the same area, and their plan was from the left-hand side of the park to play a long ball to the back post area to Stephen O'Donnell. But on both occasions, whoever took the free kick, put it right over O'Donnell's head and out for a throw-in. Yeah. And you're just thinking, if you're going to go for long ball football, you can't make amateur mistakes like not being able to find your wide open right back.
Yeah, I know. I know. They just weren't that good, to be honest.
No, they've got a good front three, very good front three, but they're not a front three that should be playing long ball football, because that is it Wolverine is his name? Woolery. I was thinking of Wolverine. Woolery. He's got some pace, so I don't know why they don't try and play him in.
He's quite physical as well. You've seen him bully Kingsley about, but they had him. They had him all game.
Yeah.
I think he had one good chance where he got round, and then it was that first chance in the second half.
But that was the one that Craig Gordon saved. But that again came from them playing football, not punting it. When as soon as they took it down and they were giving it to players like Grimshaw in midfield, they were finding passes. Yeah. But I don't understand why they were going for long ball football.
I think they were dominated in midfield. I don't think Slattery and Grimshaw had any of the ball in midfield.
No, Grimshaw got very frustrated. He made so many tackles and eventually got booked. Yeah. He should have got booked before.
They just weren't very good in midfield. But Benny and Devlin in there dominating.
2 absolute workhorses. Yeah.
But Benny got the free kick that led up to Kingsley's goal. Neat footwork. Went for the what do you call them?
You're just kicking.
The over the world, as I call it. And then fainted and got the free kick. But he was brilliant.
Benny, I mean, he done the same thing in the second half. Quick feet and got shot away.
Yeah.
But we weren't expecting to see Benny doing that at all this
No,
season.
no.
But because you've got a player like Cammy Devlin who's quite happy to sit back and just do all the dirty work, Benny gets that opportunity to just go forward.
Yeah, he was very good.
Yeah.
Very good. And then Kingsley's free kick. Oh, fantastic.
Absolutely brilliant.
The goalie has a lot to answer for there.
Yeah, because it wasn't top corner,
Nah.
it wasn't bottom corner, it wasn't it wasn't powerful. He stepped the wrong way.
He stepped the wrong way.
Yeah. Which
unfortunate for him, but it was a very good free kick.
A professional goalkeeper as well. Where the wall was, where Kingsley was taking the free kick from, he should really know that he's going to go for that side. But you can't take away from Kingsley.
It was brilliant. Peach of a goal. Screamer.
Kingsley doesn't score easy goals.
Nah, he doesn't. And then the rest of the first half, Woodburn had a shot that was a great save. It
was a really good save.
I think Boyce had another shot.
Boyce, no.
It wasn't much.
Boyce done nothing.
No, Boyce done something.
Boyce done nothing.
He did something.
Boyce wasn't even holding up the ball with.
Nah. He doesn't do that very well, though.
I don't. That's one thing I'll never understand. Everything that we're doing this season is perfect, apart from when we punt the ball to Boyce. I don't think I've ever seen him win
working.
But it's not.
It is working.
It's not working.
We're winning games.
We're winning games, but we're not winning games.
There must be something about it.
We're not winning games from Craig Gordon's long balls.
I think we're only putting it up as a last resort.
I don't
think we're doing it to start play.
I just feel like that when you aim for Boyce, and especially against a team like Motherwell, who I think every player on the park was like 7 feet.
Yeah.
He's not going to win anything, is he?
No.
I honestly think that's why we didn't score any goals from open play. It's because they were so physical.
Yeah.
Because they were quite nippy on some of the players.
They were. The fouls in the first.
They gave away 2 penalties, which were penalties.
Yeah.
Devlin's one was more of a penalty than Boyce's.
Oh no! See,
no,
I think it's total opposite. I don't think the second one should have been a penalty.
No, you can't do that.
It's not that bad.
You can't do that.
He went down easy.
He went down, but at the same time, the guy mixed up his legs, so you can't do that, especially in the box.
I think the first one's more of a penalty. I think he takes him out more. I think Cammy Devlin goes down quite easier for the second one. I'll take the penalty.
Did Boyce leave his leg in?
I don't know. I don't know. He's a professional footballer, so probably.
Yeah. The guy sitting next to me at the game said Boyce loves a dive. So. But I'd have loved to go from open play. 2 goals from set pieces is good though. I mean, especially a free kick, you need to be able to score those to win anything.
Yeah.
Corners, I feel we're quite weak.
I don't think we do right.
We get a lot of corners,
but
we don't do anything with them. And when you've got a player like Moore, who is an absolute fridge, he could easily win you headers in the box. But we play quite a lot of short corners, which I'm not. It doesn't matter who Barcelona could get. Short corners are stupid. They're a waste of an opportunity to get the ball into the box.
I don't know. I think when you look at Hearts set up at a corner, we've got like 3 people in the box. Everybody else is outside of the box.
Yeah, because
you've got like Mackay and Woodburn outside of the box. You've got Benny and Devlin in midfield because they don't go up for corners.
There's no point.
You've only got Halkett, Kingsley, and Moore, and maybe Smith.
Yeah.
In box, but you've got 10 Motherwell players in the box.
Yeah, you're not going to put Benny and Devlin in the box. I mean, they're both small guys.
I understand why they don't put the ball in the box, because you've got a very small chance of actually getting something.
Yeah, so for the team we've got, short corners would probably make sense. Yeah. I still don't agree with them. They're ridiculous.
Yeah. But we've done nothing with the short corners.
Yeah, we did nothing with them either.
Half the time we were playing a short corner and it was going right back to Benny or Devlin.
There was actually
quite a lot starting of that. A game.
There was quite a lot of that in this game. In the first 15-20 minutes, with a lot of going back to the goalkeeper. But I think that's because, unlike last week, Motherwell in the first 10-15 minutes were quite pressured.
Yeah.
Put a lot of pressure on us. They did. Tony Watt and Valentin and Wolverine. They were all putting pressure on the back 5.
Yeah.
But they play a 4-3-3. I feel like a 4-3-3 is never going to get you anything when the team's playing 5 at the back.
Yeah, definitely.
It's difficult to win anything. And then when you start playing long balls in behind that are not working, I feel like Graham Alexander was a little bit like, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
The second half, they came out and they tried to play a little bit of football in the first 10 minutes, but it didn't work.
It was just the balls over the top again.
Yeah, and then as soon as it started to go back, you could just see they were just starting to play the long balls again.
Yeah.
That left back for Motherwell, McKinley. What is he?
I know.
He was right in front of us for the second half, and he did not look interested in the slightest.
No, he kept on asking the assistant for the time.
Yeah, he was
all
asking the assistant for the time, how much time was left in the game, and it was only about the 60th minute.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and we were sitting there thinking, he doesn't care.
No.
And then he took Mackay-Steven out. Absolutely took him out.
It was a really bad challenge.
I don't think he
got
booked.
He got booked. Yeah. It was a really bad challenge. I think that the Motherwell team needs something else. I think they need that midfielder that can link play. But it seemed to work against other teams. It seemed to work against Dundee, and it seemed to work against Rangers and all these other
teams. It did work against Rangers because I don't think Rangers are set up to defend against that. It will work against Dundee because Motherwell have better players.
Yeah.
But if they do that against St Johnstone, or St Johnstone especially, because St Johnstone are playing really well at the moment, I reckon St Johnstone could have them in a game. Because St Johnstone are one of those teams this season that you could see just like last season. They won a double last season, didn't they? This season they still look really good as well.
Yeah, they do. Not as good though. I don't think they'll not be at that level this year.
That's a one-off. That rarely happens. But yeah, I think what we should do is we should go through the team ratings, the player ratings.
Yeah. Let's go
see. What we'll do is we'll do the same as we've done last week. We'll match up the BBC player ratings against what we thought we saw when we were there. So we know better.
Let's do right or wrong, Sean.
Right or wrong.
Right or wrong. Right, Sean, let's get into right or wrong.
Right or wrong.
Right or wrong.
Here we go.
So let's start at the back. Gordon.
Craig Gordon.
So on the BBC website, they gave Craig Gordon a 7.21.
7.21.
His distribution was awful yesterday.
Unless he was throwing it. His throws out to Cochrane and Smith were fine, but you see when he uses his right foot, my God.
Yeah, he wasn't on it yesterday, although 2 saves were fantastic. The one right at the end with the header, and the one before right in front of him, with Tony Watt,
he did.
Was fantastic.
I reckon on another day it could have been 2-2 through those goals. If you think we definitely, and I don't think many people argue this, we definitely do have the best goalkeeper in the league, apart from maybe Xander Clark.
Oh no, I think he's the best goalie.
But Chris Gordon is the best. He is the best goalkeeper in the league. He saved us from maybe, on another day it could have been 2-2.
Yeah.
But we could have scored some other goals. But yeah, he played really, really well.
Yeah.
He didn't have to do much, to be honest. He picked up the ball a few times, but he made that save in the first half as well when I think it was Wolverine. I think he got through on goal and he made a shot across.
Right in the second half.
But that looked like a pretty simple save for someone like Craig Gordon.
The header right at the end was a really good save.
I gave him a 7.5.
Oh, did you? I'll give him a 7.
Yeah, so for me, when he was called into action, he done what he done. But what stops him getting an 8 or a 9 is his distribution.
See, I would have given him a 7.5 if his distribution was better. But it was awful yesterday. That's the worst I've seen him distribute a ball.
I know, yeah.
It was
because him and Craig Hogg had a moment in the first half, didn't they?
But it's great to have a keeper that can't distribute the ball but can still do world-class saves on a Saturday. He's that sort of keeper. He's a keeper that will give you 10, 20 points a season.
He'll get you points. He'll save you points.
He's absolutely fantastic at the back. And, I love him. I think I actually love him.
He's a club legend.
Yeah.
What can you say? He's definitely worthy of that captain's armband.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. Smith next.
Smith. BBC website gave him a 7.26.
I gave him a 7 bang on.
I gave him a 7 bang on as well.
Yeah.
I thought he was very good. Mr. Reliable.
He done his job. Exactly.
Yeah.
He looked like he picked up an injury in the second half.
Yeah.
It looks like he hurt his his right hamstring.
Right hamstring.
He was holding that a few times, but even at that, he was still. He's picked up this new sort of thing, and I think it's only happened in the last couple of weeks when we have the ball, he sort of moves into centre midfield, and he sits in there in front of the back four, and I think that gives Benny and Devlin that little opportunity to move forward. But then when they start coming back at us, he come back out to his right back position, and I can't see many people getting past him, to be honest.
Do you know what I've noticed with Smith is when Barry Mackay started these past 3 weeks, he's been a different player. Michael Smith before was having to help on the wing.
He was having
whereas Barry Mackay there, he's not really going.
Yeah, he's only having to go.
He's coming inside more.
Yeah, he's only having to go 3/4 of the way up the pitch, and then he can say, right, I'm going to step back and go into that central midfield role, which releases Devlin and Benny, and it gives Mackay, he's got the final third. So I think you're bang on there. I think
because Barry Mackay is very good at coming back as well to help out.
Yeah, I've seen that on the weekend. He was
I think them two as a partnership is working great for Hearts just now.
Yeah.
I think it allows Smith to be a little bit more free roam, whereas Cochrane is more of a left wing back, and that's really it.
Yeah.
Whereas Smith plays right wing back, but also comes in the centre and also can do an overlap around Mackay. He's very versatile in that, and that's what allows him to get the Livingston goal. He comes in the middle and he's outside the box. And
it saves him as well, because obviously he's 33 now, so you're going to probably see him play a little bit less games. But if he can play like this every week and not have to do all that running and all that attacking and all that getting him behind, you can play him every game because you don't have to worry about him, because Mackay's going to cover. And then I think that's something that Mackay might have to teach off to Gino when Gino comes back and Gino plays, because Gino's quite lazy coming back, but Barry Mackay will be up and down the wing all day.
But he won't get a game.
No,
Gino and GMS won't get a game.
Gino and GMS are only going to get games if Woodburn and Mackay physically can't play. Because for me, that team we started against Livingston and the team we started, the exact same team we started yesterday, that team does not get changed unless Suter comes in.
Yeah.
That is it. No one else gets in that team.
Yeah. I don't think Ginnelly is... I think we live off the Hibs game and we live off the Celtic game from last season in the Cup.
Yeah, and we judged him first when we seen him in the Championship.
Playing against teams like Morton.
And then we're thinking, he looks brilliant. Yeah. And then I think Gino is the sort of player that you bring in to play against the bottom 3 or 4 teams. Yeah. Stick him in against Dundee, stick him in against Livy.
I think he's a come on at 70 minutes player.
Yeah.
To give you a bit of energy to maybe grab you a goal. Mm-hmm. I don't think he's a first team starter.
No. But I think if you're playing at home and you're expecting Dundee, like we've got Dundee at home as our next home game, I wouldn't mind playing Gino against them, because I think that they're not good enough to deal with him. But if you play Gino against Celtic, he's going to completely disappear out the game.
Yeah. I still wouldn't play Gino against Dundee.
Oh, no. Start Mackay.
Yeah.
But if you get to the stage, Mackay's been out of football for a while. So I don't think you can play 90 minutes every single game. If you've got you need to rotate the squad to win the league. You can't play that same team every week. Someone will get injured. It started to show, actually, because Halkett hurt himself. Yeah. Smith looked like he was hurting a little bit. So
it's quite lucky we've got this international break, to be honest.
And we've got the rotation, though. I mean, if I look at a team sheet against Dundee and I see Gino in there, I'm not going to be like, get him off.
Yeah.
I'll be like, go out there, fight for your space.
Definitely.
But I'd start Mackay. Yeah. If I see Gino, I'm not going to say we're going to lose this game. Who's next? Go left back, Cochrane.
Good. He was very good. I give him a 7.5.
I give him a 7.2.
I thought he was very good.
He didn't really have, thinking. Didn't really have much to do.
I thought he defended really well.
He defended really well.
He defended very well.
I think he kind of got lucky. We get lucky. If a team sets up against us and they play a 4-3-3, you're going to get a little lucky with a back five, because you're going to be able. If Cochrane make any mistakes, Kingsley helps. Mm-hmm. And other than the few opportunities that Motherwell had, our defence didn't look too bothered, to be honest.
No, I thought they handled him very well.
They handled him very well, yeah. Tony Watt is a good player, but he got one shot away, I think. Craig Gordon saved it, tipped it over the bar. But other than that, Tony Watt, I've watched the highlights for all the other Motherwell games for the season, and he's normally getting in behind, he's normally running off the shoulder, he's normally taking touches, he's normally playing off. Didn't really do anything, did he?
I don't think he's that good. If Tony Watt is Motherwell's best player, I think Motherwell fans should worry. Because I don't think he's that great.
Well, he's not.
He's been pretty rubbish for other teams that he's been playing for. He has got a breath of fresh air playing for Motherwell, and I think it's gave him a new start to his career. Mm. But he's still not that great. He's been all right, but he's not a player that will get you top 4.
No. If you think of past Motherwell players, and they've had some good attacking players. You compare them to Watt, just step down.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But yeah,
I'm still amazed that Stephen O'Donnell moved to Motherwell.
I don't know. How is he Scotland's number one right back?
Well, I think we've got anybody else. Nathan Patterson.
He's
too
better.
young. He's too young.
No, he's not.
He's too young.
I don't think he is.
He's too young.
If you've got Stephen O'Donnell Stephen O'Donnell was shocking yesterday. Shocking. Scotland's number one right back, you'd think.
Stephen O'Donnell made Raheem Sterling look like shit in the Euros, right?
That isn't that hard, right? And the Euros was a different. It was England versus Scotland. It doesn't. If you're Scottish, you're up for that game.
Yeah.
But Stephen O'Donnell should be playing like that week in, week out against everyone to prove that he deserves a spot in the Scotland squad.
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking at a boy playing for Rangers who's 19, and is already levels above, or is going to be levels above than O'Donnell has ever been.
Yeah.
O'Donnell just looked. He started off the game quite brightly. He was up and down the right wing because he was in front of us for the first half. He was up and down. But as soon as this Kingsley free kick went in, his head just dropped.
Yeah.
And he looked completely disinterested. And he was captain.
Yeah.
And the only thing I seen him do from there on for the rest of that half was moan at Grimshaw and have a little cry about the fact that they weren't playing very well.
Yeah.
But your captain should be, come on, let's do this. We need to score a goal. We've scored past and drew with Rangers this season. We should be able to score past Hearts. There was nothing that. He just looked like he completely gave up.
Yeah, the whole team looked like they gave up.
They did, especially that Mckenna, the left back. He just looked like he didn't even want to play from minute one.
Yeah, as soon as Hearts scored the second goal, they were a bit defeated. I think they thought it was going to be more.
Yeah, I think
it was going to be a hammering.
Yeah, I think when they came out in the second half, I think they were worried that we were going to put them to the sword, which we should have.
We definitely should have.
But yeah, Stephen O'Donnell, I don't know. Especially when you've got Aaron Hickey scoring goals in the Serie A.
Yeah.
He can play both wings, and he's done it for Hearts.
Yeah,
he's done it for Bologna. I don't understand why he didn't get picked in the Hearts squad. The Scotland squad, sorry. He's a very, very good player.
Who were on Cochrane?
That was Cochrane.
He got a 7.0 on BBC.
I gave him a 7. Yeah.
I gave him a 7.5. I thought he was really good. I thought he was just, nothing wrong. Nothing, no faults, just played really well.
What about big Roger Moore?
Roger Moore, I gave him a 7.
I gave him a 7 as well. He didn't really have to do anything.
Roger Moore got 7.22 on the BBC website.
That's fair, yeah. He didn't really. He didn't. I think he made one run where he lost the ball, but then when Motherwell got the ball, they tried to crossfield pass it, and I'm pretty sure it either went straight out or to Cochrane.
Yeah.
So they didn't. Yeah. No, Moore doesn't look bothered when it comes to long ball football. I mean, can you imagine a back three with Moore and Suter, and they're just punting it? They're both really good at winning headers. They're both physical players. We're not going to worry about that sort of stuff. But yeah, Roger Moore 7.2. I'd say.
Yeah, he was good. He was really good.
Made no mistakes. Done what he had to do.
Halkett.
I gave Halkett a 7.5.
Did you?
He made a little mistake in the first half, but you could also partially blame Greg Gordon for the mistake. But other than that, he made a last-ditch tackle on Valvin when Valvin was through on goal, and he made that tackle, and I was just like, it doesn't matter what he does for the rest of this game. That is, he's saved us a goal. Yeah. Like that could have been a goal, but I think he won every header. He intercepted a few passes that were dangerous. He made that tackle, and then he had to go off with a back. I think it was his back. Robbie Nielsen mentioned. So yeah, he hurt his back, but to me, he hurt his back for the team. He was excellent.
I gave Halkett a 6.5, but I only gave him a 6.5 because of the errors at the start.
Yeah.
It was very bad. We always get this with Halkett, though. We always get it with Halkett. Every single game, the first 15, 20 minutes, he'll make a dodgy pass. And maybe he's one of these players that needs to make a few good passes and then he grows into the game.
He's a confidence player.
Yeah.
He is a very confidence player. But when it comes to defensive duties, I have no worries about him. It's the non-defensive stuff that worries me. When he gets a pass and he has to make a pass or he's under pressure, that worries me. But across the box, a long ball, a tackle, doesn't bother me. Defensively, he's brilliant. Yeah.
I think I would feel better with Craig Halkett right centre-back rather than in the middle. I think I would feel better when he's doing these passes.
I think the reason they do that is because Kingsley, who plays left centre-back, and Moore, who plays right centre-back, they can push forward and find passes. If you put Halkett at the right side, he won't do that.
No.
And if he does, you could lose the ball.
Yeah. I understand.
So you put him in the middle. He'll just stop crosses.
Yeah.
That's what he's there for. And last-ditch tackles. Because that was a really good tackle.
Yeah, it was. It was a really good tackle, actually.
Yeah.
Good point. So he got a 6.90.
Yeah,
BBC
7.
website.
I gave him a 7.5.
So, on to your
Man of the match, Stephen Kingsley. Played left centre-back for the first half. Not a foot wrong. Went forward, made passes, freed up Cochrane, scored a fantastic free kick.
Yeah.
Second half, I think he moved to the centre because Halkett went off. Kingsley playing centre-back, which is not his position. No single mistake made. No. Clean sheet for him, essentially.
Yeah, he was good.
He was my man of the match. He was absolutely brilliant.
Was
as much as the next two we go on to the midfielders, they were brilliant. Kingsley, for me, to score a goal like that, defend like he did, intercept everything that came near him. He won headers.
Yeah.
He's not tall. He's not strong, but he was winning headers.
I think he done anything wrong.
No, he just wanted to win that game, and it just came off on the rest of the squad. He was excellent. My man of the match. Yeah, Stephen Kingsley. I give him an 8.5.
I'll give him an 8.5 as well. But my man of the match.
Your man of the match
is Cammy Devlin, who got a 9.
I'm not gonna lie, right? He was my second choice for man of the match, but
he was fantastic.
If he plays like that every week, he's man of the match every week.
But if he puts performances in like that, he
deserves it. He does.
He was fantastic. He was everywhere.
It's not just that. I've never seen a player play like that, tackle like that, pass like that the whole time. Even when he gets knocked down, massive smile on his face. He's loving playing.
But he's like, you see him the whole second half. Calm down, calm down.
Telling experienced players to calm down and find easy passes.
He was the voice in the Hearts team, also with Michael Smith, who was telling people to calm down, telling them to get their head in the game in the second half when we were losing it a little bit. But he was fantastic all game. He had 5 interceptions. I think it was 53 successful passes. 85% success passing rate. He was fantastic all game. He had a shot that just missed.
Won a penalty. Making a run into the box.
He was brilliant. He was fantastic.
Honestly, I've never seen a player like him. Not at this level. Yeah. Obviously, when you go to the Premier League and stuff like that, you can see players like this. But at this level, playing for someone like Hearts, you might see someone like that play for Rangers Celtic. But to come in and play for a team like this, he's never played Scottish football before. It looks like he's been here for a decade. He is absolutely brilliant.
I can't wait to see him against better teams like Rangers.
I think big test for Benny and Devlin is the Rangers game.
Yeah, in 2 weeks. Yeah,
in 2 weeks' time. Benny and Devlin, I think, because they're going to come up against. They're going to come up against Aribo, and they've got a really good central midfield, and they two really need to do something to hold that. He might not play them both. He might play Haring because Haring's obviously a safer head. But for me, if you're going up against Rangers at Ibrox, you need to play that team we've played for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because we just look brilliant. Apart from if Suter's fit, I reckon you'll need Suter against Rangers.
Suter will swap in for Moore, unless Halkett's still injured.
You see, that's 2 weeks in a row now Halkett's came off.
Yeah.
So,
well, he's getting a rest
international break. Yeah,
if
he drops
Halkett
and plays Suter, no problem.
Yeah.
But if he plays, I think we'll need more for his physicality.
He's fast as well.
He is.
He's really good.
Deceptively quick.
Yeah.
Right, so that's the defence done.
So, that's Devlin.
So, I've done Devlin, sorry.
Benny.
Benny's Benny.
I gave Benny an 8.5.
I gave Benny 8, bang on.
I think he done his duties to the T. He had one thing wrong.
He lost the ball, didn't
he? Lost the ball once. But we're seeing a different side to Benny this week where he's going forward more.
2 weeks in a row now.
2 weeks in a row now. He won the free kick
that Kingsley scored.
And then in the second half, he had a shot that was deflected away that looked like it was going top corner.
Well, did he turned? Did he not put one of the Motherwell you set up for a hot dog? He said, off you go and get a pie, I'm just going to have a shot.
He's brilliant. He was fantastic yesterday. Even his passing, his forward passing is fantastic. I think
anytime I see Benny and Devlin on the ball in central midfield, I've absolutely no issues with them on the ball.
Nah.
I don't think, oh no, here we go. Halkett at the back, you're thinking, oh, here we go. But any two of them could easily find a pass forward or they can also find each other, which is really good. But they'll always find a pass.
Yeah.
Benny gets away for 2 or 3 players.
I know.
I don't know how he does
fantastic.
it. The ball
so fast.
It magnets to his feet.
Gets back.
He's got a really, really low centre of gravity, so he can do these turns and twists. He's a really good player.
He was fantastic. So what did they give? Oh, we didn't even say what Devlin. So Devlin got a 7.35. I think that's too low. And Benny got the highest average on the BBC.
Benny essentially got the BBC man of the match.
7.61.
7.61. Well, I give him an 8. So
8.5.
Yeah,
he was fantastic.
Excellent. He was
fantastic. So let's go to Woodburn.
Ben Woodburn.
So BBC gave him a 7.58,
which I gave him a 7.
I gave him a 7.5.
Yeah, the reason I gave him a 7 is he had a really good shot in the first half. 1 or 2 really good passes in the first 10, 20 minutes. Who was he playing against in the first half? Would he been up against that McGinley? A McGinley boy? Yeah, because he was on the right, wasn't he? Yeah. Woodburn put that man on his arse.
Yeah.
He went round him. Like, honestly, it was like FIFA.
Woodburn was good. He was good. He's just not there yet.
Yeah.
Like I think I said last week that he needs something.
You know, yesterday, if he scored that goal,
yes,
he'd have went on to be man of the match. Yeah. I reckon that would have boosted him on to be the best player on that pitch. But there are some times where he has to drop really deep to bring himself into the game.
Yeah.
And then when he does drop that deep, you're thinking you're not really going to do much from this position. He needs to stay on the wing and for somebody to find him. But I feel like when he goes out too wide or he goes too far forward, he sort of disappears from the game. He likes to sit in front of their back four and just be in that attacking midfield area. But we don't really play an attacking midfielder. He'd be perfect if we were playing a formation that had an attacking midfielder. But when he comes in from the wing, and if he's playing on the right, he releases Smith, or if he's playing on the left, he releases Cochrane. He's brilliant, but he always comes really deep, and he can go missing from 5-10 minutes each game. He'll disappear, and it's tough for him to get back into the game. But overall, he done nothing wrong.
No, he didn't do anything wrong.
Didn't do anything wrong. He just didn't do enough.
Yeah, there's still that bit missing from his game.
I reckon even an assist.
He needs something. I'm hoping that the Rangers game will be a bit of a kick up the arse for him, because I don't know if
he's going to be playing against
Mackay-Steven deserving of a place more than Woodburn just now, or is Ginnelly deserving of a start instead of Woodburn just now?
I don't think GMS or Ginnelly deserve a start.
No.
Gino started the first few games of the season, didn't he?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Didn't play well.
No.
Well, I can remember.
He's
not scored. Barry Mackay's came in after months out of football and is taken straight back to that wing like it's his own.
Yeah.
And Gino, every time I've seen him, he's played with his head down.
Yeah. So I think Woodburn is the player that you want to start each week. I just hope to see something from him soon.
Yeah, I think there's definitely something else to come from him. Like we said last week, you don't keep a player on the books at Liverpool if you don't think he's good enough.
Yeah, there's got to be something there, and I'm hoping I see it against Rangers.
It'd be a good time to step up.
Imagine he scores that 25-yard screamer.
What, past Shagger McGregor?
Oh, yeah. That'd be brilliant. So on to the other wing, Barry Mackay.
I gave Barry Mackay a 7.5.
7.5? Mm-hmm. I gave him an 8. They gave him a 7.1 on the BBC website.
Yeah, he did.
Worse than Boyce.
Oh, I feel like calling them and having a word.
Strongly worded letter.
Strongly worded letter to BBC. No, Barry Mackay played really well.
I think it was fantastic.
Yeah, there's a lot to come from his end product.
Yeah.
But saying that, he set up a goal last week.
Yeah.
I feel like Mackay might not be good in big games. Because his style of football is
very direct.
He takes chances. Yeah. He tries to find that killer pass.
Yeah.
If you're playing him, he'll be playing. Well, if he plays on the right wing against Rangers, their left back is it still Barisic?
Yes.
Yeah. Great defender. Is he going to be able to get past him?
I think he'll be able to. I think Barry Mackay is a really good winger.
He's very good. I think
he's very direct. He likes taking people on. He's one of these players that needs to take somebody on at the start of the game and then can do it for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Or they'll swap them. What great about Hearts just now is that they can swap these players.
Yeah, Woodburn and Mackay can play.
They were always swapping. So maybe put Barry Mackay up against an inexperienced Patterson.
You never know.
You know,
yeah.
Patterson won't have the knowledge to deal with an experienced player like Mackay.
No, but saying that, and I hate to say it, I'm a big fan of Patterson. I think he's
I think he's fantastic. Oh yeah,
but he's the sort of player that might have the best game of his season against Mackay.
Yeah, but he's also the same sort of player that'll make a mistake against a player like Mackay.
Yeah, so you're right. Barry Mackay was really good. He did nothing wrong. Passing was really good. I don't think I remember against Livingston he started off really slow. Yeah. But I don't remember him really doing that.
No, I thought he was very good all
game. He got subbed off, didn't he?
GMS came on.
Man, Barry Mackay, 7.1. I give him a 7.5. I think he was really good.
On to the star striker then. The next John Robertson.
I gave Liam Boyce a 6.5.
6.5? He scored a penalty.
He scored a penalty. He done absolutely nothing all game. He lost the ball. He lost the ball multiple times. He didn't win a single aerial duel, and then he missed another penalty. See, if he scored both penalties, 7. I'd probably give him a 7. But
I gave him a 7.
But I don't. Boyce, he's scoring goals for us, right? Yeah. But at the same time, you see, if you took him out of the team and you put Nondulia in the team, and we still got the same amount of penalties, would we have missed the penalties? I doubt it. So we'd have still got the penalty goals that he's given us, but Nondulia would give you much more against a solid team like Motherwell, bringing the ball down, winning headers, finding passes, holding up the ball. Boyce didn't do enough of that. I think that is exactly why we didn't score a goal from open play against Motherwell.
Yeah,
was Boyce.
Yeah, he's I think I said it last week that Boyce needs another striker up there.
Yeah, Boyce is a 2 months. Yeah,
he needs Nondulia to be there to head the ball down so he can link up with somebody.
Yeah, his link up play is brilliant,
but we're not going to do that.
No, we're never going to do that.
We're not going to do 2 strikers this season unless, like the final 10 minutes of the game yesterday, we went back to a 4-4-2 and Gary Mackay-Steven played alongside Boyce.
Yeah.
That's the only way we're going to do it. We're not going to start a game with 4-4-2.
No, we're never going to do
Not that. With wingers like Barry Mackay and Ben Woodburn in the team.
No.
We're not going to do it. So he needs to, if that's the way they play, that's the way they play. It's working.
I mean, how many goals has he got? 10?
10 goals in 13 games this season?
It's good. I'm not going to say he's playing badly, but I'll just say that if he wasn't in the team and you had another striker who could take penalties, not even a striker, I can guarantee you Kingsley, I can guarantee you Woodburn, I can guarantee you even Smith, Barry Mackay, they can score penalties. So you don't need Liam Boyce to score those penalties.
Yeah.
So without him in the team, and you play Nondulia, for example, will we miss Boyce if he didn't play? Because his first touch is awful. Sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes he'll take a touch and his second touch is a tackle.
I think Boyce is a better striker than Nondulia.
He's a better in the 6-yard box or in the penalty.
I think he's a better finisher.
Yeah, if we played the style of football where you wanted Boyce to just stand up front and get you goals, it would work. But we don't play ourselves.
Nah. But Boyce is our striker though. He's our number 1 striker. So you're going to play him for 90 minutes. Boyce isn't. We're not going to waste a substitute on bringing off Boyce.
There's no point. No. Boyce is our number 1.
Boyce does a good enough job to keep us in the game. He still attempts everything. He might not win anything, but his effort is 100% all the time.
His effort's 100% all the time. Up that end of the park.
Yeah.
He doesn't do anything else.
That's not his job, though, is it?
I know, but when you've got a team that we've got right now, you got Cammy Devlin and Benny Beningbe in the middle who do everything for everyone.
Yeah.
Boyce just seems a little bit different to the sort of style we want to play.
I don't know. I wonder if he's enjoying it. I wonder if he's not.
For me, the only way you're going to find out is if Boyce is the best striker we have available is to drop him for 5 games and play Nondulia for 5 games. But you're not going to do that.
No, we're not going to do that.
Yeah, you're not going to do that. You would, as a manager, you're not going to turn around and say, "I'm going to drop my top goal scorer just to see if the other guy's good."
Well, it must be a pity for Nondulia seeing it.
Yeah, because Nondulia is the style of football we play where we do occasionally play it long. Boyce doesn't win the long balls, but Nondulia will.
Yeah.
And I think Mackay, Woodburn, GMS, Janelli would thrive off a striker bringing the ball down. But at the same time, Boyce would thrive off another striker playing next to him. So it's such a dilemma. I mean, if a team a team sheet comes out and Boyce isn't there and Nanduli is, I'm not going to say, damn, we're not going to score today.
Yeah.
Because I think he's one of the reasons we don't score many outfield goals.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I don't think he gets the service to score an outfield goal. I think we're very focused on the wing play, and Boyce has to come out to usually get the ball. You see a lot of these passes in behind, and it's usually Boyce going to get them, and it's usually going towards one of the corners.
Yeah.
And then he has to create, rather than Barry Mackay going there and crossing it in, or Woodburn on the side trying to cross it in. But Boyce is quite a link-up player.
Yeah.
He's not. I would have never said that Boyce was a leading goal scorer or a player that will score you 30 goals a season or 25 goals a season.
You don't sign Boyce to be your Odson Edouard, for example.
Boyce is more of a advanced forward that links up play, creates chances as well as tries to score them as well. And he's a fantastic penalty taker, so yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's the
right or wrong.
That's right or wrong.
On to what next?
I think we're going to go over the fixtures.
Yeah. Over the fixtures next.
Games from yesterday and the games from today.
Right or wrong? Right, let's go through all the other fixtures from the Scottish Premiership this weekend. So let's start off with St Johnstone Dundee.
St Johnstone Dundee. So it's Johnstone 3, Dundee 1. What do you think of Dundee? We'll go there first.
They are poor. They're getting relegated this season unless they find some player or some way to play that is actually attacking.
Just looks like they lost the email there.
Yeah. I hate them anyway.
Scumbags.
St Johnstone played really well. Kane took both his goals well.
Did play really well.
Rooney was good.
Surprisingly good player was O'Halloran.
Yeah, he was very good. Everything came from him.
Everything came from the right hand side. I noticed that when I was watching the game. Everything came down the right hand side. They're really good down the right hand side actually. They're also really good defensively.
Yeah.
They've got a really good setup, especially at home. Everybody knows beating St Johnstone at their stadium is not an easy task.
Yeah, it's not.
But they've got an outlet now. They've got Kane who scores goals, and they've got O'Halloran who creates. So they've got an outlet that's a little bit different from what we're used to seeing from St Johnstone. But other than that, I think they look like a really good side this season. Where are they sitting in the table?
They are sitting.
Come out, yeah. We probably should have had the table up, right?
Should have. St Johnstone are sitting 8th for 9
They're sitting
points.
8th, but they've only lost 3 games.
They've drew only 1, 2.
Yeah, but they've only lost 3 games, which is quite impressive when you look at the other teams to lose 3 games a season. What, Celtic have lost 3 games a season?
Celtic are poor.
Yeah, but St Johnstone, I think between them and St Mirren for a top 6 position, I think St Johnstone have got a much better opportunity of getting that top 6.
Yeah, definitely.
They've just got more going forward.
They'll come good. I think they need to add a few more players in January. They lost 2 of their best players at the deadline day and only really replaced them with 1 lone player, Dendoncker. That's what happened.
Yeah,
they were too late to sell them, so they didn't actually capitalise on the sale and buy new players.
Yeah,
I think they're missing a couple of players, but January I think they'll buy a couple.
Yeah,
of players. I think they'll be good.
Yeah, it was actually quite a good, entertaining game to watch. I reckon if you're a St Johnstone fan, then you'd enjoy that one.
Yeah, it was good. Dundee United, Ross County.
Dundee United, Ross County, 1-0 Dundee United.
Yeah.
I mean, the goal came from a shocking goalkeeping error.
Ross County are poor as
that game could have very easily been 0-0.
Yeah.
I'll take a little bit of notes. I've got poor goalkeeping. Clark, I think, who plays for Ross County, he should have scored.
Yeah.
Watching the game, Dundee United did score and win, but Ross County were probably
It was very even, and I think Ross County had a better chances. They just don't capitalise on their chances. This is a team that scored 6 goals and conceded 16 goals this season. They're very poor.
Scored 2 past us.
Yeah.
But Harry Patton, for me, is an excellent player.
Yeah.
Excellent player. Central midfielder for Ross County. Absolutely brilliant. I think he's got a brother that plays there as well. Other Patton. I can't remember his name. Barry Patton?
I'm not sure.
But no, Harry Patton was really good today. I mean, everything that Ross County created went through him. He seems like a really good player, and I mean, I think him and his brother are only young. I think they're both Canadian. I could maybe see them getting moves to other teams in the league. But yeah, it was good. It was actually quite an entertaining game to watch. And other than the mistake that he made, the Ross County goalkeeper was actually not too bad.
He was decent.
The Dundee United goalkeeper got man of the match.
Yeah, Dundee United were good. They were good. They're very structured under Tam Court. He's a young manager and he's getting his chance. But they're not prolific at scoring. They've scored 5 goals all season and they conceded 5.
And they've scored 2 in 1 game.
And they've won 4 games. So it just shows they're lacking. They're lacking up front and they're lacking attacking.
They will. They lost Shanklin.
Very defensive.
They lost Shanklin out of nowhere, really.
But to be sitting 5th without Shanklin and not replacing him.
Yeah.
Replaced him with who? Nicky Clark up front.
Yeah.
He's a decent player, Nicky Clark, but he's no Shanklin.
And I don't think they really do they play him up top or do they play him just off?
I think they play him up front.
Yeah.
I think he's the only really option.
He's a good player. He's been playing well for them this season. But
Dundee United good.
Yeah, cool.
Very entertaining to watch.
Yeah. We've got the Livingston versus St Mirren game.
Yeah.
Which you look at the score, it was Livy 0, St Mirren 1. But Livy should have won that game and should have scored 2, 3, 4 goals. They are so poor up front. How many goals have they scored? They've conceded 10 goals.
Yeah, they've only scored 3.
And they've scored 3 goals all season.
Aye. Livingston are poor. I thought they played better today than they did against us last weekend.
They should have won. Livingston should have won today.
I think St Mirren are
yesterday,
very
sorry.
good.
Yesterday.
They're a very good team. I don't know, Livingston are lacking something. They've not got a killer edge to their team. I don't think they're good enough.
No, but when you look at Livingston, then you think the 2 top-rated players for St Mirren at the end of the game were both their centre-backs and their goalkeeper.
Yeah.
You think Livingston should really be like that. You could tell Livingston were on top in that game, but I think is it McCart? No, it's not McCart. Who's their centre backs? We've got them written down.
Who, Livingston?
No, St Mirren centre backs. McGrath and Shaughnessy.
Oh yeah,
they're both
Shaughnessy are decent.
Brilliant centre backs.
Decent player, yeah. St Mirren, I thought, are very good, very consistent performance. They're grinding out wins. They've not lost in the last 5 matches, which is a fantastic record for St Mirren. I think they've recruited brilliantly. I think McGrath is a fantastic player.
Jamie McGrath.
And I think Eamon Brophy is a fantastic player.
Yeah, he needs to stay fit. That's the only issue with Brophy is his injuries.
Yeah, I think they're very good. I think St Mirren will surprise a few teams this season. I think they'll get into the top half of the league. I think
the top 6, the 2 teams that are going to be fighting for it, if Aberdeen don't pick up their game, are St Mirren and St Johnstone are going to be fighting for that.
Because I think Dundee United will fall off.
Yeah, I can't see that because of the lack of goals and going forward in the season, they're going to struggle. Have Dundee United played?
They beat Rangers.
Yeah. They played Celtic now? No.
Yeah. They drew against Celtic.
They drew against Celtic. They beat Rangers. They've not played us yet.
Yeah, we have. We beat them 2-1.
Did we beat them 2-1?
Yeah.
We beat
them 2-1. Dundee United as well.
We did. So they've played some of the top 6.
They played that.
And they're sitting 5th.
Yeah.
It's not
bad, but they're going to struggle because they've only scored 5 goals this season.
Yeah.
They played 8 matches and scored 5.
I mean, if you look at that, they've scored 5 goals, they're sitting 5th. I mean, right behind them, Celtic have got 19 goals.
Yeah.
But 2-6 now. But St Mirren, St Johnstone, Aberdeen, even Ross County, more goals scored.
Yeah.
And then Dundee United.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think you're right. I think
they're going to struggle. They're definitely going to struggle. So on to today's matches. Let's start with the Aberdeen Celtic 12 o'clock kickoff. So Celtic are poor.
I had the unfortunate goal today of listening to this game, and it was such a boring game. Nothing really happened, but it definitely should have been a draw. Like Celtic scored 2 goals, yes. Turnbull played brilliantly, which is great because about 2 days ago I said to you I don't rate him, but he was absolutely brilliant in the Celtic game. And then the Japanese boy Furuhashi and Jota both played really well. They got lucky that their front 3 played well.
Yeah.
Because they didn't look good. And at the back, again, they looked shockingly bad. I mean, Aberdeen, they played okay. Their best player was probably the Ramsey, the right back.
Yeah.
The young boy. He played really well. But other than that, I couldn't tell you a player who played well for Aberdeen today.
No.
But they still should have drawn.
Yeah.
That's how bad Celtic were.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a Celtic fan friend who said that it's one of the luckiest performances he's ever seen.
Yeah.
He's like, they should have drawn that game or lost.
Celtic are really going to struggle this season. I think if they don't recruit well in January, I think they'll struggle. But I still think they'll be top 2. I don't think Celtic will be third.
I think the only thing that will keep them out of the top 2 is if they don't get results up to Christmas.
Yeah.
If they don't get results up to, they're going to recruit in January. We all know they're going to recruit in January. They're probably going to recruit. Well, come by the recruitment so far, not great.
Yeah.
50-50 some of their players. But if they don't do well and stick in around the top 4 up to Christmas, they will massively struggle to finish top 2 because I can't see Rangers, Hearts, Hibs, potentially Motherwell might, but I can't see the top 3 at the moment. I can't see their form dropping.
No.
Hibs have got a lot to do now because they've lost a game, so they're going to have to now bounce back from that. But if they bounce back well, Hearts, Hibs and Rangers could potentially be 4, 5, 6 points away, 2 wins away from Celtic. And I'm pretty sure Celtic have probably got to play Rangers before the end of the year.
Yeah,
I can't see them beating Rangers.
No. They've already lost to them once.
They've already been beaten off them once, exactly.
But let's talk about Aberdeen. What point does the manager get sacked?
Well, let's have a look at that.
They're 9th.
So you look at Aberdeen, right? The 3rd biggest budget in Scottish football at the moment. A really good team, player-wise. Very good players.
Should be.
And they are sitting with the same record as Dundee. So Aberdeen have drawn, lost. Dundee have lost, drawn, lost. They're sitting with the same record as a team who's sitting rock bottom in the league.
4 losses in a row.
Yeah, and they have scored how many goals? 9 goals.
Conceded 11.
And conceded 11. And they're
poor.
It now gets to me that we didn't beat them.
Yeah. But we should have beat them.
Yeah,
we should have beat them.
We played better than
Gary
them.
Stephen should have buried the chances.
2 opportunities.
Yeah, that's the problem. But remember as well that this Hearts team that played yesterday would hammer Aberdeen.
Yeah, if you put them on the pitch now, we'd still be unbeaten because we're the only unbeaten team in the league.
Only unbeaten team in the league already.
Let's hope that sticks. Let's hope Robbie Nielsen doesn't piss off down England again like he did last time.
I know. Well, I think if Aberdeen don't win in their next 2 matches, Stephen Glass should be sacked. I don't think he's good enough.
Stephen Glass should never have been hired.
I know. Laptop manager.
Well, I know. Bring back Ian Cathro.
He's the new Ian Cathro.
Yeah.
So the Rangers Hibs game. Rangers won 2-1.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as Porteous got sent off, the game's over.
Yeah. So Nisbet scored in the 8th minute, a header.
Nisbet played well. Like for a player who was 20 minutes when Porteous got sent off.
Yeah.
For a player who was playing up top by himself for 70 minutes of the game, Nisbet played really well. He's a good player. He's a really good player. But when you're down to 10 men at Ibrox,
as soon as
you're not going to win. Oh yeah, you're just not.
But it took them a while to score.
It did. They looked. They're this season. They look like they're quite scared to go at teams for some reason, which is odd considering you've got players like Kemar Roof, who is like English championship level player, and you've got Morelos, who could get 20, 30 goals a season. It just looks like they don't want to score.
No.
But no, it's a shock for Rangers this season. I'm quite surprised at how poor they've started. You say that they're top, but you know they've already lost a game this season. And last season they went the whole season without losing a game.
It's very poor. I think it's very poor anyway. I don't think it's good enough for Rangers, to be honest. I know they're winning. You know, champion teams always do that. They might play poor, but they always win.
They'll grind out a result. I mean, I think they got lucky today that. I mean, the Porteous red was a red, but they got lucky that Hibs went down to 10 men in the first place because if you're at home, you're not letting any away fans in. Which is another debate to have. You're not letting any away fans in, and the team you're playing against lose a player. You're not going to sit back and say, you know what, we're going to struggle today. It should be a case of we're going to put them to the sword and prove a point here. Yeah. Which Rangers didn't do. They actually struggled to get their first goal, which you could put down to really well played defending by Hibs.
Yeah, but I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how Hibs react.
Yes, I couldn't tell you who they've got next, but I'm assuming it'll be one of the bottom 6 teams because they've played some of the top ones. Yeah, they've got Dundee United,
which will be a tough game for them.
It's at Easter Road. I mean, they should really be winning it.
Yeah, it should be decent.
Martin Boyle, the myth.
Yeah.
He should
Let's go on to the next, in 2 weeks games now.
Yeah, we'll just quickly
run
go through them after the international break, when we'll no doubt be really sad that Scotland lose.
So on the 16th of October, Hibs play Dundee United at home. So what are you thinking?
Well, based on performances and the fact we've just talked about Dundee United not being able to score any goals, Hibs.
Yeah, I'm hoping for a draw. I would hope for a draw.
Because I think Dundee will drop off later in the season, like you said.
Yeah.
I'll take a Dundee United win.
Oh, well, yeah, I will take a Dundee United win. Motherwell Celtic. Motherwell at home.
Celtic.
Do you think so?
After watching Motherwell yesterday actually play football on a football pitch.
It'd be great to see Motherwell take a point off them.
It would, but I think Celtic have got just enough to deal with long ball football.
Yeah.
Although if they play Starfelt, they might lose.
Yeah. And then the next game, Rangers Hearts at Ibrox.
Biggest test of the season so far?
Nah.
I think it is.
I think the Hibs game was the biggest test of the season. We're not expected to win this game.
No, but the thing is, this is the best team we've got now.
Yeah.
We didn't play that team, like you said, the team we played against Livy and Motherwell. We didn't play that team against Celtic at the start of the season. We didn't play it against Hibs. We're playing that team against Rangers.
At Ibrox.
It's a challenge.
Yeah.
It's the biggest challenge of the season. I would be more than happy with the point.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But I think it's going to be very hard. And I really think that after the poor start that Rangers have got, this is the game they need to kick on to win the league.
I would love to see Hearts get a point, even a win. But it's going to be hard. Hopefully keep our win unbeaten start to the season. Which would be fantastic. But it's going to be a hard game. Next game, Ross County St Mirren in Dingwall.
You know what that might have? That might have the potential to be the worst game of the season.
I don't know, I think St Mirren will win.
I think St Mirren will easily win.
Easy.
But it could be one of those games where Ross County just close up shop and St Mirren just can't score.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I would like to see St Mirren win. I actually quite like watching St Mirren. They're quite an entertainment team. They've got some really good players. I would love it if we nicked that Jamie McGrath. I know he's never going to. Yeah. He's going to move to England. But I would love, even if we got one of their 2 centre backs. But yeah, St Mirren, I think will win.
Yeah. St Johnstone, Livingston.
St Johnstone.
Yeah, easy.
There's no doubt.
Easy. Livingston can't score. They don't look like they can score.
I don't know how. I mean, I think they're very. Livingston are extremely lucky that Dundee are so poor, or they would be sitting rock bottom because they. I mean, they attacked and attacked and attacked today, and they just didn't look like scoring a goal yesterday. And it just didn't look like scoring. Honestly, could put 11 men together for my work and probably give a game. They just look terrible.
Yeah.
Last game,
Dundee Aberdeen. 6 o'clock kickoff as well. For some reason.
Aberdeen, who are absolutely terrible, against Dundee, who are absolutely. That could actually be the worst game of the season.
That will be the worst game.
Aberdeen need to
Aberdeen will win it.
Will they? Will they actually win?
If Aberdeen don't win that game, he should be sacked.
Oh yeah, 100%. That to me,
that's a sacking.
That is a bogey game. That if I was Stephen Glass lining up next week, I would honestly, because Dundee are so bad at the back and you know they're not really give you anything, I would play every single attacking player I possibly have and just outscore them, just to beat them.
Do you know what I want? I want an Aberdeen win. Because it keeps Stephen Glass in a job longer, and he'll do utter pish. Tactical.
I mean, if we were to go the two, I think there's 2 managers in the league right now who are completely out of their depth. Stephen Glass is one.
Big Ange.
And Ange. Big Angie.
Big Angie.
Angelina he's out of his depth. I mean,
he is.
I do kind of feel for him because he's came from nothing football really.
I don't.
To step into Celtic.
They spent 14 million in the summer.
But if you think he's coming from the leagues he's played in, the leagues he's managed in, right?
Yeah.
Coming into
the biggest job in Scotland.
To go up against a Rangers team who have been phenomenal for 2-3 seasons, against the Hearts team who are looking brilliant, against the Hibs team who can grind out results, against the Motherwell team who love to punt the ball at the park, he's going to be like, what the hell is... And then when you spend 14 million quid on players in the Scottish League, which is insane, you could probably buy Dundee for that money. And to be sitting 6th, I feel for him because he's obviously not been expecting to come into this.
I don't.
But I would also love for him to stay on just a little bit longer.
I think he'll have the job for the season. Celtic will definitely rise up the league. They'll definitely rise up. But
January they're
it'll
definitely
be interesting to see them against Hibs. Motherwell will be an interesting game.
See, if I'm Celtic board at the moment and I'm thinking January's coming, we're not playing great. The players we signed for 14 million quid are not playing great. I would just look around the teams in the SPL and just be like, you know what? He's playing really well. We'll sign him. He can play in this league. We'll sign him. We'll play him. They'll get them back up the table. It might not win in the league, but it'll definitely be better than finishing sitting 6th at the moment.
Definitely. Right, Sean, let's go into your team of the week then.
My team of the week, I have it written down. Just give me 1 second. There might be it might be a little bit
professional.
Might be a little bit controversial. Right. So team of the week. We'll start off with goalkeeper.
Yeah.
So it was a toss up between Dundee United, their goalkeeper who got man of the match, and Craig Gordon. And I've picked Craig Gordon, and the reason I've picked Craig Gordon is because he saved us. He saved us in. The 2 saves he pulled off towards the end of the game. Wow. 38.
Yeah, he is. He was.
Brilliant. It's him and I hate to say it, but him and Alan McGregor are the 2 best goalkeepers in this league. Yeah. And you're saying that when Celtic are sitting with a Premier League winning goalkeeper, Joe Hart. But Joe Hart isn't that good anymore. But yeah, it was. If Gordon I picked probably because of bias towards Hearts, but at the same time, the Dundee United goalkeeper played really well as well.
Yeah, he did.
He got one of the match in his game. Go through the back 4. So I picked Patterson at right back for the Rangers boy. He played really well. For a 19-year-old to step into a game like that, he's such a good player.
He is.
I rate him massively.
Good. Yeah, I think he'll move. I think Everton were looking at him in summer, so I think he'll be gone in January or next year.
Rafa Benitez loves a really quick wing back.
He's good.
And they've not really got anything like that at the moment. I think they've actually been playing Godfrey at right back. So he's not even a right back. I picked the 2 St Mirren centre backs, both of them, because I thought they both played really well. Shaughnessy cleared it off the line once from a corner. They're just a good together. St Mirren, I think, are going to be a really difficult team to beat. I mean, they've proven that over the last 5 games. They can grind out draws. They can grind out results. Left back, I picked Kingsley because he was the best player on the pitch. Some people might debate that. But no, Kingsley is my left back.
He was very good.
He was excellent. And watching the other games, I don't think really anything else came. I mean, maybe Rooney for...
he's a right back though.
But I mean, for wing back,
like
Rooney was probably, other than Patterson and Kingsley, was the only other wing back or full back that stood out to me.
He was very good actually.
Pick Stephen Kingsley.
But Patterson, you have to put Patterson in the team because he was fantastic.
He was, and his team won.
So and Kingsley was always going to be in there. I know he played left centre back, but
he is a 4.
You can't.
I'm not going to pick 5 at the back.
Nah.
Pick a team. So my team of the week formation is actually 4-3-3 essentially. Or you could do it 4-2-3-1.
4-2.
Wherever we want to do it. So my 3 midfielders, I picked Harry Patton, which was difficult because I wanted to pick Cammy Devlin. But if I was to pick Cammy Devlin, I'd pick him every week. But no, Harry Patton played really well. Everything seems to go through him.
He was very good.
He finds the ball, he runs the ball. I mean, he's in the Scottish League and he's taking players on and going past them. Mm-hmm. He's a central midfielder.
And for Ross County as well, to be fair. So,
exactly.
You've got to stand out. If you're standing out like that in a team of,
especially when you even get beat.
Yeah,
he played well. I just thought he was excellent. I don't know how to say this guy's name, so it's Erhanen or Erhahon. He plays for St Mirren, central midfielder. Every single time St Mirren were doing anything, he was involved. He's a really good player.
He was good.
I think he's only 21 years old as well. He has got potential to be something if he makes it of himself. But he was really good as well. Attacking midfield, I couldn't put 2 strikers, so I picked Nicky Clark as an attacking midfielder.
Yeah.
He played brilliantly.
Aye, he's consistent as well. He was really good at Rangers as well.
Yeah.
He's came into his own at Dundee United.
Yeah.
He's played really well, and he's taken that role of Lawrence Shankland very well. And he's not a prolific goal scorer, but he's near enough.
You can play through him as well.
Yeah.
He can hold up the ball
a lot.
He's a very different type of player than Shankland.
Yeah.
My 2 wingers, I picked O'Halloran on the right wing.
Yeah, very good.
He was absolutely O'Halloran's went from St Johnstone to Rangers and back to St Johnstone. Didn't really have a great Rangers career. But when he pulls a St Johnstone shot, he just looks like a different player.
Yeah.
He's a really good player. And he set up 2 other goals, I think, today. He just played really well.
Yeah,
I can't think of any other right-sided players apart from maybe Jota for Celtic. But I think out of the 2 I had to pick between the other wing was Jota and Furuhashi. I picked Kyoto because I don't know. I just think he's not a striker.
I don't know. I don't know.
I just don't feel he's a striker. He needs 10, 15, 20 opportunities to get a goal.
He's a very fast striker.
He's quick. He is very quick.
He does play off the defender. He does do these runs in the channel, and he's always running about. I don't know. He is. I think he would also work well when on a striker alongside him, rather than 2 wingers.
I think that's what I think he plays better when they play a striker up top and he's up wide.
Yeah.
I think they've seen that when they had Edward was up top and he would do all the work up wide. But I think he's a really good player. He does waste a lot of opportunities.
He does.
Leverkusen, he has 3 or 4 opportunities. And up top is a player that would be my first player to sign if I was a Hearts player and I could afford him. If I was Hearts manager and I could afford him, it would be Kane.
Really?
Harry Kane. No, I'm joking. He's brilliant. He actually is brilliant. I've never sat and watched a full game.
Yeah.
Where he's playing. That is the first game I've watched and thought his movement's good.
Yeah.
His hold-up play's good. His passing ability is good. His heading ability is good. And at the end of the day, I would love to have a player who taps them in.
Yeah. To be fair.
Because Boyce isn't going to tap anything in for us, is he?
He's a good goal scorer. I'd love to see him against a bigger team.
Boyce and Kane would be good together.
Yeah.
That'd be a good bold partnership.
He's very tall as well.
Yeah, he's a really good. He's like a very, very good version of Connor Salmon.
Yeah.
He's that. No, he's awful. We're not going to talk about him. But no, I think he's brilliant.
Yeah.
He was honestly, good. He would get. I think if he was in a better team, or even the team he's in now, you might see him get 10, 15 goals this season. But
was the first 11. Who would be a captain?
My captain for that team. It wouldn't be Gordon because Gordon doesn't say enough. I'd probably go with Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy's
very vocal,
experienced as well. I think he's played for them for 2-3 seasons now. He's always in the team. But that's going to be a new segment for going forward as we're going to do Team of the Week.
Yeah.
We might even make a wee jingle for it.
Sean will need to make the jingle for that
sing
one.
a wee song for you.
Let's go on to Question of the Week.
Question of the Week.
Question of the Week. Right, you ready for Question of the Week, Sean?
Question of the Week, yeah.
Right, so last week I asked who was Hearts' highest fee received for a player. What was the player's name? The year.
All right, you're going to go with that.
And the fee.
So, luckily, this was quite easy. It was Craig Gordon. It was 9 million. It was 2007, and he moved to Sunderland.
He did move to Sunderland.
And he went into the Guinness Book of World Records for the best save in Premier League history.
Yeah, it was a really good save. That one where he flicks himself to the right.
You can't explain it. Just YouTube it.
Watch it. Craig Gordon, Sunderland save.
Watch it. And then you can chug off after it because it's brilliant.
It was really good. If you got that at home, well done. This one's going to be a bit harder this week.
Yeah, I don't know what this is because he doesn't tell me. Which
of course I'm not going to tell you.
So I'm just going to write it down.
Right, so this week, when was the last time Hearts won a Scottish Premiership title?
Ooh.
I want the year. obviously.
Oh, no. It's going to be something else.
So if you want to tell us on Twitter, Facebook, or email us in, the Twitter is Park Up There.
At Park Up There.
Park Up There. The email is upthepark1@gmail.com, and we'll put a link in for the Facebook group.
Yeah, we'll put it on the Facebook. If you go to the Facebook page, which is just Up the Park, everything's in there. So our email address is in there, our Twitter page is in there. So you can all send us tweets, and we actually want to massively hear from the listeners, because we want to make sure that you guys are enjoying it.
Yeah.
And if there's anything you want us to do, or if you just think we're talking absolute rubbish, love to hear that as well, just to prove you wrong. That'd be nice.
Just to let us know how you're enjoying the
just anything. Any feedback is good feedback.
Yeah,
we can take it on board. I mean, it's only our second one, so I mean, I think next week we're obviously got no football, so I think we're just gonna have to go for internationals. Yeah. And then maybe talk about some topics. Maybe that's not fair. Actually, that's a good idea. I'd start it right now.
Topics. Scottish football topics. Yeah. So we'll do that next week then. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Perfect. So I hope you've enjoyed listening to the second episode of Up the Park Football Podcast.
You can find it on all of your standard podcast channels.
Professional. Thanks a lot for listening.
Thanks, guys.
See you later.
Bye.